Alright, so today we'll be working on another one of the three perimeters that we cleared out a while ago. So yeah, this one, you couldn't tell by the decoration right here, is the one for the general mob farm perimeter. And yeah, the floor is already done, which of course doesn't usually take too long. Get these ones all done. So now it's time to just build the wall decorations, which if I load right here, you can see we kind of have this like bar, or like a horizontal bars kind of concept here. It's going to fit the orange theme of the floor because we are, if you look closely, kind of in a mine shaft, as you can kind of see in the background. How the light transferred over, it's kind of like an orange theme. So obviously we have all the four mobs that get farmed here: the spider, zombie, creeper, and skeleton. And then we have some simple-ish walls here that will go on there. And so yeah, if you want to get this full decoration here, this will be available on my custom AutoCraft website, linked down in the description below. Currently, there is a sale going on, so these are 75% off the normal price if you want to get it up. If you wanted to pick one of these up, now would be the perfect time to do so. But yeah, so we'll get this decoration in, and then we'll start working on the farm, which will be right in the center down there. So yeah, let's get back onto that. Come back once we have either some progress or we're starting to work on the actual farm itself. AutoCraft's archive is officially low. It's mainly a collection of all the perimeter decorations, and it also offers physical merch that is themed around AutoCraft. So if you want to visit it, check some things out, click link down below and visit the website. Alright, so the full decoration for the general mob farm perimeter is completed. As you can see here, I kind of went with a orange theme with a black as well, because that's of course the main colors of the floor. And it kind of looks like a little jail cell. You can kind of see like little iron bars in a sense that go all the way around and like connect in the middle there. Kind of gives off that vibe, and also helps with the abandoned mine shaft down here for the actual floor, so it kind of ties those all together. These decorations were also made by me. I've been making pretty much all the wall decorations recently. That's mainly because we don't have any dedicated decorators on the server. So if you are interested in applying as a decorator, join the Discord down below and head to the server applications channel, and we will take a look at your application. But yeah, this is all done. Now I'm going to try to do a time lapse of building Rick's actual mob farm here. We of course would technically need to add a storage onto it, but I don't know if we actually want to keep anything. It'll just be the gunpowder, which we have creeper farms for. The bones will probably be the only thing I can imagine us actually storing, because we're going to have a spider farm soon as well, and we don't really need to store anything else here. So I'll talk about our memories, see if we want to actually store anything, or if we just want to have the farm and stuff like that. So we shall see. But for now, let's do a time lapse of building the actual mob farm here. It's a relatively straightforward mob farm right here. First, we'll turn the mobs rendering off, that we don't need to see that. But yeah, everything else is pretty straightforward. It is a bit weird to have the rendering with shaders on, but that's not too big of a deal. Pretty much hopper lines and a couple TNT dupers with an on-off switch, and that's pretty much it. So it won't be too bad. We already have most of the glass in underneath the first layer here because of all the stuff we needed there for the spawn prevent of the actual perimeter. But now it's just time to actually build the mob farm. The one good thing about this mob farm is that we do not need to do any bedrock break-in, so that helps out quite a lot with in terms of actually the time it takes to complete this whole perimeter. So yeah, we'll go do that, and then we'll be back after the time lapse. So the full general mob farm area is completed. We do, of course, just turn the overworld mob switch off. That way we can actually see this thing in action. Put a player there just in case, for some reason something happens. We don't actually, lose everything. But yeah, since, of course, we have 3 people in the overworld, including the bedbot, we have a quite inflated mob cap. So, of course, the numbers and things like that will be a bit higher for the raids compared to running it a single one, but that shouldn't be too big of a deal. So this is Henrik's mob farm here. It has the TNT modules in the center here. They are duping the TNT, and then that is centered on top of the waterlogged candle to give it just enough blast inside of the chamber beneath those blocks. Since it's in a waterlogged block, it's not going to destroy anything. And the candle is like the perfect height for that. Okay, so that's the 25 modules, I believe, so 5x5 area with the pack spawning above it. Around it, you can see just how many items we are getting here, and apparently I need to put something to stop the drops from going on the outside there. I guess they have a little bit more momentum. That single block doesn't make too much sense to me because there's no ice there, but it looks like some stuff can get all the way over. Because currently we're just burning the stuff because nothing really is of use in this perimeter. We already have performed, we're actually going to have a second one very, very soon. We are going to build a string farm in the next episode, so you'll see that soon as well. Flesh, of course, has basically no use whatsoever. The only thing we could possibly want to store is going to be the bones. Then again, we don't really need the bones because we have moss farms, and those are a lot better because you don't need to actually craft the bones into bone meal because it just composts the moss right into bone meal automatically. So yeah, that's probably why we're not going to really use anything, but if you were in need of any of those drops, definitely I would suggest building this because it's relatively straightforward. And it did a great job with the simplicity, but also it is very efficient for not having to break any bedrock down there. So that also does help in terms of, ease of building it, because just a simple perimeter and you're good to go. No bedrock breaking required. Again, TNT modules are small themselves and pretty easy to build up. You don't need to have any mine carts or slime blocks or anything like that. And the dust will automatically be directed into that note block, provided you place that or the redstone block first. And the dust will automatically be directed into the note block and the redstone block, provided you place the redstone block first. And that way you can place the TNT without worrying of that being dispensed there. So I think with Glock and I in the time lapse there, it took us roughly about an hour and a half to build this up together. And like I said, it's pretty straightforward to do. Just a lot of hoppers, which is this part right here, but that's how you make the collection pretty simple. In terms of, it's not ideal to have that many unlocked hoppers. People will be like, oh, they're all unlocked. Doesn't really matter. You have lithium on the server, you're good to go. As you can see here, we have a lot of stuff running. This is not the only thing running. We have a bunch of bedrock breakers, as we know. We are doing other projects at the same time, and those are running as well, and we're still under 30 ms with all the other players online. So I would say this farm is pretty likely definitely under 10 ms on my system, of course with lithium, which is what you're going to want to do if you're going to do anything on a high scale like this. This will still work perfectly fine in vanilla. That's what it's designed for, but your MSVT might be a bit higher, which isn't too bad because in a single player world, you won't really be running more than one thing at a time anyways. So, well, yes, this isn't the fastest farm, and nor is it the best or the most optimized or anything like that, but always supporting a fellow member of the server and their designs goes a long way. So, for what we really wanted to do, I know Henrik did a lot of time and effort and testing on this farm here. So, just to show my appreciation for Henrik, I built their farm, and that way they can have a permanent place inside of the world here. And yeah, so that time there's probably, this is about 200 some thousand items per hour on a single cap, and we're on a triple cap. So yeah, it's a lot of items, that is for sure. If we just sit right here for a few seconds, you can just see all of the items flowing down. But yeah, so that's basically everything that we're going to be doing here. This, of course, tied in with the decoration. Obviously, doesn't look the best. We cover up a little bit of the zombie there, but I think that's okay. Because the main ones that we like, the spiders and the skeletons, are, of course, both there. The creeper has a little bit of a haircut there, the mob farm covering that up. But I overall do like how it looks from the map, especially being pretty much centralized inside of the perimeter. So that's going to be it for this episode. Make sure you like, subscribe, all sorts of things, and I'll see you in the next one.